Hello everyone, and welcome to a build guide kind of my Inner Fire Chronopuncture Mischevious Mage build. So first off, I want to start off by saying that this video is basically just for me to like document my build, kind of, so I can look back and see what I've changed. I really love this game, so I don't know, maybe some people will find this build interesting. Anyway, so first off, I'm just gonna start off by talking about my skills. Um, so I started off with Book Smash, but I felt like Book Smash didn't really matter that much. Like it wasn't really that good, even though it deals 10% increased damage for each in a fire rotating me, which is not bad. But I don't really care about the damage of my abilities. I just want as much inner fire damage and as many inner fire stacks as I can get. Because that's all my damage basically. So basically, yeah. Now I'm using Chronopuncture instead because Chronopuncture is just way faster than Book Smash. And this is pretty slow, I feel like, and then Chronopuncture is just way faster and has increased inner fire chance too. So on my Chronopuncture, the first row of talents I have is Critical Time, chance to apply Time Lock. It's just more defensiveness. They can't attack me, and I can just freely attack them, and they die. Chrono Armor, again, more armor. We love that. I am kind of stacking armor, which makes me pretty tanky in the end. And it's just more free armor basically. It also has increased inner fire chance with temporal fire, which is very nice. More inner fire stacks equals just way more damage. These two don't really matter much. I have this one just to increase my chrono armor stacks, which is very useful. Again, more defensiveness. I have this one. These don't really matter that much, so I don't really care about them. And for my secondary, I have Arcane Breach with Reap What You Sow, increased max mana for each enemy in the area, and it gives me mana regen. I don't really use it that much, but when I do, it's pretty nice to just regen mana fast, which I don't really use mana on my abilities. I don't lose mana from it, but I do have another thing that kind of eats my mana away sometimes. So it's just nice to have. Um, this one is just to reduce the cooldown. I could take this, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter that much to me. I feel like, and it's also annoying that it takes like longer to spawn. Like I'm gonna use it, and then all the enemies are dead. No man, like anyways, so I don't really get anything from it. Arcane Flux for my attack speed, which is I feel like that's the only thing I can really take. Uses my attack speed with this, which gives me more inner fire stacks. And then I have this, which is every time it collides with temporal skills. I don't think it works with Chronopuncture because it's not like on it. I guess I'm not sure it like works with it, but it's nice just to have. Oh, I think it does. It does actually work. I think it does work actually. Never mind. It does work, but it's not that important because the enemy's already dead before I go there, and then I have gravitational force, which is nice, kind of small CC. For my arcane barrier, I didn't really. I was thinking about like either going time warp for the extra critical strike damage, more mana regen, elemental damage and area, but I don't really matter that much. Also, this one is more damage, inner fire damage, but because it rotates on the same orbit, it kind of defeats the purpose of my build. I feel like, because when I play the build, inner fires literally go around the whole screen and just kills, which I love that. So I'm going arcane barrier with brawler, just more critical strike chance. Shut down, more ancestral. My ancestral strikes has a chance to silence. I don't have that much ancestral strike chance, but I don't really care about any of these. I don't really care about any of these. So I just get some. I got life sentence, which is very good. Just more defense basically. When they hit me, they have a chance to be time locked, which means I can't move, and I can just freely damage them. This row, I don't really care about this row. I don't use arcane barrier, so I don't really care about the arcane claw reduction. I got mana protection, more armor. Again, I do stack armor, even though it only gives me like 3% more armor. It's still 3%. Again, here I don't really care about these. I don't really. I just get this one 5% more damage. I don't really care about these either. And this one is pretty good. And this is my mana sometimes gets drained a lot by this. Where the mana regen could come in play, because if I get hit by a really hard hitting attack, I just lose my mana randomly, which is fine. But it is just for more tankiness, 25% less damage taken, basically. So that was my skills. I just very quickly went through. Pause the video if you want to see what my skills are. Talents on them. Bam, bam, bam. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go on to the gear. So my gear is a little weird. It's pretty bad. It's not that good. I don't have any other gear. I do have this, but I'm not sure what to do with it yet. So it might change very soon. But yeah, I don't know what to do with it yet. But yeah, basically my helmet is the tiara of the ancestral champion. Just resistances. I love resistances. Just less damage taken, basically. Then for my stats, I have some armor, life, inner fire, and life regen. This is pretty much, the stats I have on all my gear. Life, armor, and inner fire things, and then I have like life regen, some life on hit on this. Pretty like life, armor, inner fire, base, and raw damage, of course. My amulet, I don't know what to do with my amulet yet, so I have this because I use Book Smash. Also, why I have Book Smash Mastery and like all my gear, but I don't use it. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. Then I again have critical strike chance, raw damage. I have Inner Sanctum of the Astorias, which is more fire max charges. I rarely ever get to 57 charges, but it's there, so it is possible. Sometimes on like specific bosses, I might go there. I do get a lot of inner fire charges, but yeah, it's not really not that big of a difference. But it is more, as you can see, I lose a lot of fire charges. So I don't really go there anyways. Then this is the bread and butter of my whole build. Basically, whenever an inner fire deals crit damage, it grows up to 10 times and deals way more damage. So when it grows, it becomes bigger. Oh wait, why is it over? Anyways, when it grows, it becomes way bigger. Like normally they'd go like around here, like a little bit around there. And then when they grow, they go around the whole screen. Seen? Like when they grow, they go around the whole screen, which is crazy. I love that. And that's basically the bread and butter of my all my damage. On my build, I have regenerative build of Fulguron. Just some extra life regen. I do want to get the build called, if I can find it. There's like a build that gives you stagger, like a chance. It gives me like, it's called Sarusiel's Pact. Basically, 8% of all the damage dealt to me is staggered, and I take it over 10 seconds instead of directly. So it's basically like when it's fully reinforced, it's basically going to be like an 18% damage reduction. That I take 18% of the damage I take. I just take it over 10 seconds instead, which is basically just an 18% damage reduction. And when I ancestral strike, I remove the stacks. Right. I just have a random ring. I don't really know what the ring should be yet. I am a little bit lost on that. I do have Sunlight's Essence for some extra life on hit, which does not work on Inner Fire. I've seen. It also doesn't seem like the life on kill works on Inner Fire, and also life leech does not work on Inner Fire. But it is there. Sometimes I do use my chronopuncture, but yeah, it's not the best, but it's there for now until I find something better. For my boots, I have Bulwark's Resolve, which gives me a lot of armor multiplier. The less health I have, the more armor I get, which is basically I just take less damage. So the less health I have, damage I take, harder for me to die. It gives me a lot of armor, it feels like, and I really like these boots. I'm not sure if there's anything else I could get. Let me know in the comments if you know what I should change out, like what other amulets I should use. Like if there's another amulet I should use into this, because this is ass. I don't use this. I can't use this. And of course need rings and gloves. I don't know what to get there yet. My bracers is the Ironclad Retaliation, which basically every time I take skill damage or I take elemental damage, I gain, like I deal more damage from that, which just increases my inner fire damage, which is always nice. It's what I want. And then I have the Vortex of Astorius, which is just increased inner fire duration. Very good. The more, like the longer my inner fire lasts, the less I have to basically do when I go in like any floors. I just use the fast expansion from my Slormancer, and then I get 5 stacks for free. I just do this a little bit. Then I have like 12, 15 stacks, and then I just run through the whole map and everything just dies. Which we love that. And for my Slormancer, I have the Primordial Staff of Concentrated Inner Strength, which basically just gives me more inner fire damage, and it also changes my. This is also why I have like no skill damage, because it's all just my inner fire damage. All my raw damage becomes inner fire damage. Then it also gives me more inner fire max charges, and it also gives me a lot more of duration, which is why I use this one instead of the Staff of Inner Fireworks. I feel like this one deals like a lot more damage. It feels like this staff deals so much more damage than the inner strength staff, but I just like this one for the duration, and even for bosses, I don't really change around because I just use concentration, and it deals a lot more damage. From my runes, I use the Rune of Astorius after I've killed enemies. I trigger the effect rune, which is Rune of Inner Fireworks, which is more inner fire chance, and it deals a little bit extra firework damage, which is very low because I don't really have any like elemental damage, which is fine. I still get inner fire chance of. And then I have enhancement Rune of Astorius. All of it's Astorius actually. Damn, didn't know this. Anyways, I don't really know what else to put there. Yeah, I don't really know what else to put. So I just have that one. I don't have all the runes yet, so maybe I'll find something else that's nice. And I have the ultimatum of Indisputed Speed, which just gives me more wound speed. I don't have to use any stats on my gear to get that, and I also don't have time warp, so I'm kind of slow. And then for my Ancestral Legacy, I went Flashing Darts. I don't use this at all, so it's not upgraded. Agent of Shield. I don't really use the abilities that much, but I do have them sometimes. I got Light Powder to whenever I do an Ancestral Strike, I spawn a Shield Globe, which is just extra survivability. Aegis of Life, again, more just extra survivability. And then I got Revering Glow, which is just if the shield orbs disappear, I still get some of the shield. And the reason that's very good is just because as long as I have a shield, my last stand does so I cannot take more damage than the shield. So if I have a shield that's like, I have 200 shield, and some enemy deals like 50,000 damage, I just take 200 damage, because it's just gonna break this shield, and I don't take any more extra damage. The mana does go down though, which is weird. Like even if I have 200 shield, and I should only take 200 damage, I still lose a lot of mana from it, which is weird. I don't know why that happens, but it might be a bug or whatever. But I just took this for extra survivability. I don't really know what else to take. I feel like I just need more survivability, and of course I have this Inner Sanctum, Inner Fire Max charges, duration, damage. No reason not to take this. I feel like it's insane because I'm an Inner Fire build and everything is Inner Fire based. Yeah, this is basically my build. I'm sorry if it's a very fast video, but I just want to quickly show my build also, just so I can like document it for myself. So I can like look back at my build and see what I changed and stuff. And hopefully, if any of you have any tips, preferably on my amulet. I don't know what to do with my amulet, on my gloves, and my ring. If you have any like specific items that's really good, then I would love to hear your suggestions. And anyways, I hope you enjoyed my build, and yeah,